So here we are on this Easter Sunday, in the middle of Passover, experiencing a little bit of spring kind of moving in the air. And these holidays, this time of year, really connects us to the foundational archetypal energies of renewal, redemption, new life. And boy, do we need it. We desperately need it. And we need to connect to these archetypal, these foundational dimensions of our awakened life that include renewal, constant renewal, redemption, freedom, new life. And we need to embody them and to actually experience the gifts and the delight, I think, that this awakened life offers us, particularly now. I don't need to tell you, the war in Iran, like a wildfire, is spreading. The destruction, the death, the hate, the disruption, the chaos. Our political landscape, it's being defined and shaped by the use of power, revenge, self-enrichment, disregard of the facts, preferential use of power and access to protect some, to attack others, basically ignore all the people in our land that are in need of help or are marginalized. The social compact we have, that fabric is fraying more and more by the minute. Our agreement to live by a constitution is gone. Care, decency, basic humanity is evaporating right before our eyes. And then, of course, the people who are pushed to the edges of our society, those are the people who are suffering. And then, I can't end this litany of chaos without talking about the different ways that we and the rest of the world have been raping nature and using it, abusing it shamefully. Not only for us humans, but all of the dimensions of the living world and the non-living parts of the world. So yes, we're in a time of collapse. The tectonic plates are shifting. And yes, we're also all feeling, I suspect, some deep, profound need for renewal, for freedom, redemption, for recreation, for new life. And I think we're all finding ourselves, if you're anything like me, hoping that there'd be something that happens out there that starts to bring this virus, if you will, to its conclusion. May it run out. May something kind of take us out of this. And in this context of the arousing of the archetypal energies at this time of year through our various individual, cultural, natural movements of renewal, I found myself thinking about our Zen, our Buddhist event of renewal, our archetypal story, our story that, like all of these other awesome religious traditions, contains all these themes of freedom and new life. In the Denko Roku, that's the transmission of the light, the first ancestor, of course, is Shakyamuni Buddha. And the text there says simply, Shakyamuni Buddha, seeing the morning star, gained enlightenment and said, I and all sentient beings of the great earth have in the same moment attained the way. Take it in. Just hold those words for a moment. They're utterly amazing, powerful, beautiful. This experience that Shakyamuni had is powerful. And words really strain to capture what he's talking about. This is not a dogma, this is an experience he had. And it's easy to miss the full meaning of the words. There's this translator, Hubert Nierman, who is the guy who did the translation for the Shobo Genzo that I've really encouraged us to use, because he does translations in a very useful way. They're somehow paraphrases that kind of expand the language, so those of us who don't swim constantly in the language and the idiom can get a direct feel, or a more direct feel, of what the text is saying. So though it's a little bit wordy, let me read his translation of this archetypal event, which means it's our event. Upon seeing the morning star, Gautama becomes Shakyamuni Buddha when he was, is, and will be awakened to his true self, and says, and will say continually, I was, I am, and I will be enlightened, together with the whole of the great earth and all its sentient beings simultaneously. Wow. This is redemption, if you listen to the words, from the old self, that place where we are constricted, alien to who we really are. And it's emerging from that to our true nature. Yes, it's a redemption from self, but it's also the redemption of all sentient beings, all creation, everything at the same time. It's a timeless, archetypal, if you will, this profound, primal interconnection across all humanity and across time and space. So his awakening is our awakening, our constant awakening, his constant awakening, all of creation's constant awakening. So there's no redemption, no freedom, no new life unless we directly experience it, first in glimpses and ever more widening circles, deeper and deeper. But it's important to note that this renewal, if you really move into the text and the experience, is not a selfish thing. It's not simply our renewal. It's touching all of creation in this interconnected reality that we are. And it penetrates not only directly and physically with all that's around us, it penetrates in ways that we can't see, crossing the borders of hate and bigotry and selfishness and ignorance. It moves in ways we can't fathom. So let me start to conclude with a thought that came when I was preparing here. Way back, I guess it might have been in the 90s, Eckhart Tolle had that book that opened up a lot of people called The Power of Now. And he starts with that parable of this poor beggar sitting on a box, and he spends his life begging, trying to get whatever he can from people around him, only to find at the end of his life, inside the box was a treasure, more money than he could ever think about or use. And this is very timely for us. We are sitting on this box, if you will. The Buddha's experience is not the exception. It's the rule. It's not the past. It's now. It's not for ourselves. It's for the world. This is the box we're sitting on. And I think it's a treasure that we can take comfort in, find courage, be strengthened with, get inspired by. So, dear friends, let's together get our butts off that box, open it, encounter the true deep self, our original self, find that exhaustible treasure, be the exhaustible treasure, and know that this is a redemption from our own enslavement and the ways that we've been limited. It's a redemption to a new source of life and energy. It's a redemption for this world that so desperately needs it. So however we mark today, this is a day to celebrate. And so is every other day.